Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to revisit Star Trek Online. This is a game that I haven't touched in about 9 years, and I'm coming back to it just to see what it's like now. For the most part, it's somewhat the same, very microtransaction heavy, but I wanted to quickly show you around in case you were curious about getting back into it and you want to see what it's like now. Now keep in mind, I've only been playing for the last couple of days, so I have not experienced all of the end game content. I have not experienced all the content the game has to offer. I've just been content in doing various patrols, and I'm even starting a new playthrough with Ida Lee, just to sort of get my feet wet again at the lower levels. So, what you're looking at now is the creation screen. Here you can choose your own faction and go from there. This is the character that I had 9 years ago, 10 years ago, and right now he is level 54 Vice Admiral. I believe the level cap is like 60, 65-ish, something like that. I'm working my way up again, so there's still more for this character to do. But Vice Admiral, for the most part, has access to all of the different ships for purchase, at least with regular currency, and I'll get to that in a minute. I mean, you can always buy special ships with this Zen. There's a Zen premium currency that is just outrageous, but I'll get to that later. Alright, so like I said, choose your character on the left. Now, I apologize for the small font. Despite the fact that there is an options menu, and despite the fact that there is an interface scale here, it does not affect the main menu. I don't know why. It does not affect the main menu. So, like, everything is small here, but everything else is kind of blown up for me, which is the way I like it, but this screen is awful. But there's basic stuff here. Just pause if you want to see anything in greater detail. Maybe I should turn the auto loot on, just to make my life easier. Controller stuffs, audio sliders. The music is actually really good. The menu music I could listen to over and over again. It's just fantastic. There's voice chat. Ida Lee and I were playing yesterday. I mean, we use Discord, but I did see an option to do voice in-game, which was kind of cool. Display stuffs. Again, just pause if you want to see this more. I'm not going to harp too much on it. And then advanced. So, okay. Limit CPU usage when inactive. Maybe I should turn that off. Okay. Alright, so this is the character that I created for Ida Lee and I's playthrough. Right now I'm level 5 with him. And I'm trying out a different build. Like in other MMOs, there's a skill tree, and there's 3 classes that you can be in this. You can be a science specialist, an engineer specialist, or like tactical, and you'll get different skills that you can enable in combat depending on your chosen class. The engineer, for example, is very, like, I'll heal shields, and I'm very tanky. The engineer that I have with... I am an engineer with this class, and I have the Sovereign class. Every ship I've had is like this huge tank that can take a bunch of punishment. I can regen shields at the drop of a hat. I'm just really good at taking damage, and I can also take threat too. Whereas I'm trying a new playthrough with a tactical specialist, concentrating more on firepower and ships that are more maneuverable, like the Defiant, that can do more damage, but I haven't unlocked that yet. So whenever you create a new character, you can choose a faction. There's Starfleet, like the original, like next-gen Starfleet. You can choose the Klingon Defense Force. You can choose Discovery Starfleet, if you're into that kind of thing. You can be the Dominion, which is kind of cool. There's the original series, like the like Kirk, Spock. So there's that. And then the Romulan Republic. So you can choose different factions. And then once you choose one of these, then you can choose a species. Andorian, Bajoran, Betazoid, Ferengi. Obviously, the faction you choose will have different races. So, for example, if you choose the Klingons, you could be a Klingon, an Orion, different things like that. Or you could just be an alien. If you just want to pick just a general alien, and you can also refine things later. Speaking of refining, you choose male, female, and this is what I was talking about earlier with the whole specialist. You want to be an engineer, science, or tactical. Just for the sake of this, I'm just going to hit next. And then from here, you can choose preset head slots and pick your character. I'll let you discover this on your own. Again, Star Trek Online is free to play. So with microtransactions, so you can explore this on your own. Once you get past this part, you can enter a name, you can name your ship, and then hit engage. But I'm not going to do any of that. Instead, I'm going to load up my, let's see, yeah, this guy, just so I can show you more stuffs. So let's go ahead and hit double click. Keep in mind my crewmen there, the officers. You will earn crewmen and officers over time, each one with their own set of unique skills, but you can go to an officer trainer if you want to give them new skills to use in combat or on the ground. The more you promote them, the more skills that they can use at once. But they have to be assigned to a slot on your ship that can support that as well. So if you have a commander manning an ensign console, then he can only do like the one skill. Whereas if you assign a commander to a commander console, he can do, say, 3 skills at once. I'll have to say, I know it's a lot, but this game can be a little confusing. It's overwhelming. Let's just put it that way. It's overwhelming. When I logged in, I spent 3 hours just messing around with the interface trying to find things. Okay, so what you're looking at here is Starfleet operations. I can walk around. This is actually a good place to start. This is where you can sort of interact with the ships that you have. If I click on manage ships here, on the left-hand side, I have a variety of ships that I've purchased, and I'll show you the store in a moment. But right now I'm using the USS Nighthawk. You can rename your ship anything you want to. I also bought other ships. I'm not using them right now, but I can switch to them if I want. In addition to that, there are Admiralty missions that I just unlocked. And it's like you're sending your ships that you have out on missions to get like credits and dilithium and other resources. Okay, so there's like a micromanagement stuff, mechanic. But there's the USS Nordic, Pearl Harbor, the Saberwolf, which I think I used for a brief time, Galaxy class, the Prometheus. And these are more like tier 5, tier 6 ships. So yeah, and there's also Dry Dock. These are the ships I started with, and it's like a storage for your old ships that you don't want to use anymore. The USS Falcon that I had, the Saratoga, which is Reliant, the Dark Knight, the Huron, and the Excalibur. Constitution, light cruisers, like these are the ones I started the game with, and from there. Although maybe I might want to activate that one. That one seems to be somewhat powerful. Okay, anyway, going back to starship selection. Because whenever you do your Admiralty missions, and you get those when you get to like level 50 plus, whatever is available in your like starship inventory is what you can send out on missions. Now you can see here that your ship will have stats. On the right hand side you can see like 4 weapons, deflector, impulse. So you'll find various pieces of equipment that you can throw here. And to be honest, I was better at this 9 years ago than I am now. Like, I had a plan back then. I'm not sure what that plan is now. I'm taking what I had and trying to figure out what I was doing with it, you know? But that's so it goes. So you can manage your starships from there. You can customize your ship to a limited degree. So if I click on customize starship, I can edit like, how do I want it to look sleek? Do I want it to look like Intrepid, Voyager, Utility, Future, whatever you want. You can pick the inside look of your ship. But again, some of this costs Zen, which is, again, that's your premium currency in this game that you have to buy with real money. I do believe there is a way to convert dilithium into that, but in very small quantities over time. So you can customize your ship from there. Moving over to, I guess, manage ships is something, acquire ships, that's what I want. Okay, so get a new starship. So there's a lot. I'm going to move this up here. And so this is like everything. Like this, without a filter, like this is everything. Like it goes, there's a little bar here, it's kind of hard to see. Let's go to, I guess go to Lieutenant. So these are all the ships that you can get when you are Lieutenant rank, and you just earn promotions as you level up. I'm 54 Vice Admiral. When you first start out like level 1, 2, you're like Ensign, and then you work your way up, lieutenant, lieutenant commander, whatever. So depending on the rank that you are, the level that you are, you can unlock new ships. Now, one of these, the Constitution light cruiser, I got for free because of a pre-order bonus, I think, like 10 years ago. So I can buy this anytime I want because it's always unlocked for me. But if I get rid of a ship, I have to rebuy it with these dilithium crystals. Refined dilithium is what it's called. And different ships have different stations. If you look on the bottom left, it says Bridge Officer Stations, red, yellow, and blue. Red is like tactical, yellow is engineering, and blue is sciences. And then below that is consoles. 2 yellow consoles, 1 red console, and 1 blue console. So this particular ship is more devoted to engineering consoles than anything else. Whereas if you let's pick a stronger ship. Let's go to Captain. The Exploration Cruiser has 3 engineering consoles, 2 tactical, and 2 science. Whereas the Tactical Escort, the one that looks like the Defiant here, has 2 engineering, 3 tactical, and 2 science. And that is where the specializations start coming into play. Do you want a ship that has a lot of engineering consoles on them to do more engineering skill stuffs? Or do you want more tactical stations so that you can launch, stronger weapons and skills and different things like that? And I'll show you the skills in a moment. But you're essentially assigning people to these consoles so that they can do their special actions. And it says Bridge Officer Stations. This is a commander tactical station. So I can assign a commander or lower that is tactical to that station and then use their skills up to the commander level. This one, however, is tactical lieutenant. So if I assign a commander to a lieutenant tactical station, he can only use his first 2 skills rather than all 3, like I was saying earlier. So you kind of have to think, okay, out of all of my officers, who do I want to assign to these bridge officer stations because of their skills? But you can also teach them new skills. You can actually make them relearn stuff, which is cool. But long story short, these are all the different ships that are in the game. Again, free to play. I'll let you explore these on your own. But there's a lot here. But unfortunately, my biggest complaint is I'm a Vice Admiral right now, and none of them cost dilithium to buy. Everything is Zen. So the stronger ships, you either need to be in a fleet, which is like a guild, or you just need to spend real money for it. And it's not cheap either. This 2,500 Zen, I don't know if I remember where the Zen store is exactly. I'm sure I could find it online if I wanted to. Oh, here it goes, store. Look at all this microtransaction BS. Legendary First Strike Bundle, 12,000. Now, buy Zen. Let's see if I click on that. Okay, so apparently the game froze a little bit and glitched out. That's another complaint I do have. There are certain missions sometimes that I'll be doing and something glitches out. I have to force my character to die and then respawn, and things seem to reset the way they're supposed to. This game is not without its bugs. I'll just put it that way. Anyway, I did some research on the Zen store while I was rebooting the game, and it is 1,000 Zen for $10. So if I reopen this 12,000 Zen purchase would be, well, a lot of money. $120 for that. For this, $120. And again, ships. This Dreadnought is $30. 3,000 Zen, $30. Now, I did mention there may be a way to convert dilithium, which is a somewhat rare resource that you earn by doing various missions. You can convert that into Zen. There's an inventory here. Let me bring this up. Assets. And then scroll down. So, refined dilithium, I can exchange, okay, yeah, so you can earn this dilithium by doing various missions, and then you refine it. And you can refine a total of 8,000 dilithium every day, and if I click on exchange, so, yeah, it looks like price, 500, 1 Zen is 500 of these crystals. I'm not going to bother doing the math on that. But if I want to buy Zen, I can do that here. But I'm going to need to grind a lot of this dilithium to do it. So there is a way to convert dilithium into Zen, but it's like Star Wars Galaxies, where it's like you're trying to convert regular XP into Jedi XP way before the Jedi patch. Anyway, days long gone. So I kind of spent a long time here with just managing ships. You can requisition various things as you need them, like if you need new weapons. You can sell anything in your inventory that you may not need. Other things, upper right-hand corner, you can beam to your ship and back. You can scan areas for anomalies, which gives you resources. There is a mission journal, and typically the game, like the main quests, are broken up into episodes. If I click on the episodes tab, I've done the Klingon War, Romulan Mystery, Cardassian Struggle, Borg Advance, New Romulus. These are all the ones that I haven't done yet because I've been out of the loop for 9 years. But you can replay missions, which is really cool. Like, my favorite was the Doomsday device, I think. Yeah, like the Doomsday Machine. I love that one. So I may replay that later just to do it. And I think you do get rewards for replaying these missions if you want to. So you can replay these at your leisure. Then other things, let's see, current available missions, you can accept them from here. Things that are in progress, I've got a bunch. I don't even know what any of these are anymore. Again, I logged into an account from 9 years ago. But long story short, there are events that you can play in. There's a main quest line via episodes that you can play in. But there's other things too, side things. This is an event, First Contact Day. And doing these events and stuff, you get some cool rewards. So there's that. What else? Character management. Again, this game is very overwhelming, so I'll try and be as concise and, I don't know, brief as possible. So this is my main character. I can equip various kits. Kits allow me to get special abilities that I can enact on ground combat. And again, there's so many different kits. If you're an engineer, for example, you could put down deployables like turrets and the like. If you're science, you can put down healing stations. You can just do a general buff that helps all of your party members. Different things like that. There are devices like consumables. I have a Tribble here that is just a 1 hour buff I can use whenever I want, which is kind of cool. It's the Nukara Tribble. So it gives me like elemental damage resist for, I guess, an hour, whatever. And then this is my active ship here. And then these are my crew members. Again, I can promote them. There's under career options. I can't promote them any higher than, I think, like captain. Like, I can't go above commander, it seems. I think commander is the highest I can go. But it looks like all of these are... Oh, there's a cadet. So if I wanted to, career options promote, and if I spend expertise, I can promote this crew member. And it's important to promote these people because they've got skills. Athena here, for example, if I go to skills, she's got every officer, including yourself, has space abilities and ground abilities. And depending on their rank, they can use them. In the ground combat, they can always use whatever rank they are and lower. However, in space, like I said, they have to be assigned to a console that will support their current rank. Otherwise, they use others. So, for example, this attack pattern delta and a tactical team, that's like 1 and 2. So if I assign this person to like a level 2 console or whatever, they can only do like the bottom 2 or something like that. So, like, I need to assign all of my high-ranking people to high-ranking consoles to make the most out of all their skills. But you can see, like, these are all the different tactical abilities. And you can even go to a training person, an NPC, buy a training manual, and replace existing ones. So if you find a character that you really like, because they have different, like, traits, they have different skills in that, if you find a character that you like, you can just buy books and reteach all their skills and sort of craft your ship the way you want it. Like my ship right now is focused on beam weapons. I don't have a torpedo on my ship at all. Every buff I have is a beam buff of some kind. So all of my phasers are typically very powerful. Stations. This is what I was talking about. This Athena here is a commander. She's a 3. She has 3 pips on her commander thing, but she's assigned to a level 2 tactical station, so she can only use the first two. The other two that she has under skills, she's got energy weapons and dispersal patterns. These are like mines. These aren't available where she's at because she's assigned to a lower station. But I'm playing on an engineering ship. I'm playing on a ship with a lot of engineering consoles, or high-ranking ones. Talia here, this is a commander engineering console. She can use all four. Sharina here can use 3 of 4. The science is only 2. So like they're ranked up enough. Like you can see down here, they're ranked up enough to use all of their things. But my ship is limited based on my consoles. But yeah, once you get crew members, you can assign them. These are just extras. I don't know what I was doing with or why I have them. And that's just officers, assigning them to ships. You can also bring these people on away teams. Whereas officers, on the other hand, let's click on that button, there is an entire section for duty officers. So these, like ships in the Admiralty missions, you can send these people out. You can have 100 of them. You will send them out on missions to complete things. Like, let me collect these rewards real quick and I'll show you. Failure. Okay, fine. So 2 are in progress right now. Current map. So let's say entertain foreign dignitaries. Can I do this one? So it'll automatically pick... Oh, I guess I don't have anyone here to do that. I need a chef and I don't have a chef. Okay, fine. Let's try a different mission. Uncommon assignment. Let's try that one. Alright, so based on these people, like critical, success, failure, like they have certain traits too, these crew members. So they will actually contribute to the success or failure of a mission. And you can see that on the top here. It says critical 14%, success 76%, failure 9%, disaster 1%. So I'm going to begin assignment, and they'll go out on a mission. And they'll go out, do things, come back, and I'll get stuffs for it. I'm just going to do that. I'll come back to that later. Department heads, to be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure what that all does. I have it on enable first officer recommendations, and I left it at that. Admiralty is what I was talking about, where you can send ships out on missions rather than crew members. These are all the ships I have at my disposal. This one needs 15 science, 25 tactical, and 50. Let's go and hit plan for that. And I need to fulfill that requirement there to the left. So what do I want to send out? Maybe I send out, how about this Constitution light cruiser? I guess 49% success. The light cruiser and shuttlecraft? I don't know. It looks like I need a slightly more engineering and slightly more science. So how about this cruiser here? There we go. So yeah, I think we're going to succeed in this. I'm going to hit begin assignment, and they'll go off and do their thing, come back, and assuming I'm successful, I get stuff for it. R&D, I haven't really played around too much with, at least with this recent playthrough that I've been doing, but it looks like you can level up or possibly unlock new things for crafting. So if I want to be able to craft better beams, I can do that, but I need to give, like, anti-proton beam array mark X. I'd have to assign people and provide these pieces of equipment for that to happen. So anyway, that's that. Okay, this is another part of the game. I mentioned events earlier and episodes. Well, you can also do PvP and PvE content, and that's where these task force tabs come into play. There are patrols that you can just play and earn stuff on. What's interesting, I don't know if it was intended, but as a test, I did one here on normal difficulty with this level 54 character, and then I did one with my level 2 character that I started with idly, and I was able to complete them. So I'm thinking the game scales based on your level, if I had to guess. But yeah, you can do various patrols. It's just you can invite people to do these, or you can do them on your own. There's also PvP. There's private parties that you can do. So that's cool as well. There's a mailbox. Yeah, there's also online stuff. So you can find a fleet if you want to find... I have never been part of a fleet in this game. Settings, friends that you're online with, or whatever, ignored. I guess I've ignored a lot of people. Okay, so that's that. I know I've talked for a long time, Let's show you, let's see, maybe I'll try and do a space and a ground one, if I can. So let's go back to PvE Task Force, and it's just, the downside is these take 10-15 minutes to do, so I'd rather play something that is extremely quick, if at all possible. So let's go to... and this is the overwhelming part of it. Sometimes I forget where things are. Yeah, I know. It's just completely overwhelming here. J for journal. There we go. Episodes. Let's go to Klingon War. Stranded in space. Save the crew of a Bolian freighter from the fierce Orion Syndicate. Sure, we'll do that one. This is
received a report. There is
a space thing, and we'll transwarp, which is nice. It will automatically transport you to that mission. It'll take you to the spot on the map where that is. You can fly around on the galactic map, the Beta Quadrant, the Delta Quadrant.
This is Dana Brott of the transport.
Okay, so this is my favorite part of this game, is the space combat. I love the space combat. It's so good. Okay.
To any ships in range, this is Dana. Please help.
Okay. Cutscenes. Can I skip the cutscenes? I don't think so. Nothing's more epic during a mission is like when the Voyager shows up and you're fighting Borg together. It's just really cool. I have no idea if these scale or not. We'll find out. Alright, so there's a lot going on here. As I mentioned, you've got crew members on the bottom, and these are the skills that I can use, and there's a lot of them. I've also got hotbars down here. I can assign these skills to the hotbars as well, but... oh, let me scan for ore real quick. This is just a quick mini-game that you can do to get resources. Just match the waveform. And I just earned magnesite, whatever. Alright, speed down here. You can right-click on a phaser bank or whatever in order to auto-fire it. And if you hover over it, you can see the arc that it shoots. Okay, I'm going to hit spacebar to select the target. Like I said, I have no torpedoes, I'm all phasers. These Orions have no idea who they're messing with. I'm just saying. This part of the game is just awesome. It's just really good. I love the space combat in this. You can also, there's 4 shields up, down, left, and right, which is kind of weird. There's no topper, like no dorsal or anything like that. But you can go forward, right, down to divert power. You can also divert power to weapons, defenses, speed, or balance them out via these buttons down here. Some of you may not be able to see them because it's so small, but... Alright, let's just kill this guy real quick. The way I've organized my engineering officers, because I have 2 of them, one is for, like, attack, and one is for shield regen, and the other one's for, let's see, like, this one here is, yeah, engineering team for healing, my hull value, shields. These other ones, this is shield penetration, this is increased power level, this is energy shield penetration. So yeah, you're going to be doing these space missions, destroying ships, interacting with things in the environment. Oh, good. So here's an example of ground combat on top of that. I can choose my away team. I'll hit accept and beam over. Again, this game can be a little glitchy sometimes, but it's still a lot of fun. So here I am. I have to speak to this transporter chief.
Captain, I'm
Alright. And there's my crewmen. They will automatically assign... Or they will automatically use their skills up here. Am I going the wrong way? Oh, I have to use the transporter. Beam out. Little room would be nice. You yeah. Yeah, move while being beamed. That's fine. Nothing could possibly go wrong. There's also some cool things that you can do in ground combat. If you hit X, you enter aim mode. That makes your shots more powerful, but you walk more slowly. You can also crouch with C. That reduces your melee. Like, that gives you a bonus to range defense, but a penalty to melee defense. You can also enter, what's it? One of these buttons, B. So you can actually enter like an RPG mode and actually manually aim and shoot, which is really cool. I love that. So I could totally just, if I want to, I don't see it a need to. So that's B as in boy. All right. I guess this way. We'll talk to you, scan crew member. Alright, shut down the plasma leaks. Fine. Try to remember how to play this one. Okay, let's go out this way and see what happens. Ah, there we go. Eventually we'll get into combat. I mean, you'll be facing all sorts of craziness. Borg, Klingons, Romulans. Alright, so here's some combat. As you can see, like, it's getting a little crazy because all of my guys are leveled up. They've got so many skills, so many different abilities that they have. If you look on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see my loadout, and they will just use them as they need to. Now, I'm not going to do this whole thing because, again, this is going to take some time, and I know this video is going on pretty long. So, like, coming back to this after 9 years, I'm having a great time with it so far. Again, I'm still digging the space combat. I am still overwhelmed by everything. I really am. You'll be picking up a lot of stuff that you're like, well, what am I going to use all this for? You know, I had a bunch of commodities. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to use. Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead. You do your thing, guys. Yeah, so like I said, very overwhelming game. There's just, I feel like I'm being thrown into the deep end of a pool and being asked to swim, and I don't think the game does a good enough job easing you into it. Then again, it is my fault that I am coming back to this after 9 years on a level 54 character. Replaying the game with Idly has actually taught me a couple of things, which is good, so that's been very helpful, but I mean, this is a game I could play for a while. My only gripe really is, like, A, it's overwhelming, and B, this Zen store is ridiculous. I want to get these ships. All of the good ships, the T6 ships, like Tier 6, they are locked behind a paywall. And I hate that. I can buy, like, Tier 5 ships. Of course, some of them cost Zen as well. But there are a number of ships I could buy with just dilithium. But up to a certain point. Once you reach, like, Tier 4, Tier 5, then you start getting into, well, everything but these two ships costs real money. Like, that's bull. I very much disagree with that. I get that they're trying to run a business here, but, come on, $30 for an in-game starship. You could buy a full game for that. I'm just saying. You could buy a full space, like, Freelancer and other games like it. You could just play or buy something like that and get a full game's experience rather than $30. I'm gonna have to look into seeing how viable it is to convert dilithium into Zen, but it's just I'm kind of disappointed that they're so heavy on the microtransactions. It's very disappointing. But other than that, like, it's been a lot of fun to play. This is a game I would continuously come back to when I could. Well, I think that's everything. Again, there's just so much to this game. It is free to play, though, so if you like what you see, you can download it and play it for yourself, and then decide whether or not you want to buy it for yourself. In case you're wondering, yes, there is a bank, so you can store things in, but to a limited degree. Of course, you can buy more slots with Zen. Hey, why not? Real money, right? But other than that, like, yeah, it is what it is. Maybe someday, you know, maybe I'm hoping to get some kind of free ship out of it via some kind of event. and upgrade to that. But as for right now, I'm stuck with my Sovereign for quite a while. Well, there you go, folks. That was Star Trek Online. I do recommend it. I do recommend it. It's just, it pisses me off that the microtransaction store is so heavy. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I happen to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you all next time. Take care.